y'all, but most Norwegian men are and it's funny because I've had 4 American friends of mine come to Norway, visit me. I've taken them around and they've all left with the same conclusion, and that's the modern Norwegian man is the most weak, submissive, non-confrontational man they've ever met.
Wow.
And it's because of there being no fight anymore.
All right, guys, we got Thor here today. We're going to talk about the New Earth vision. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you, man. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, it's cool to get you out here because you don't live in the U.S., right?
Nah, I'm from Norway, all the way north in Europe. So
Wow.
It's been, it's like when I come to this side of the world, I always want to, I guess, maximize my time here and meet as many people as possible, which definitely also can be overwhelming. Been spending 2 weeks in Guatemala this time around, then a week in Miami, 2 weeks in Austin now. First time in Vegas, actually, coming here. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You've had quite a trip.
I've had quite a trip. Yeah, I haven't had my own like space for a month, so I'm definitely like, I woke up this morning feeling a little bit sick. I'm like, damn, I need a rest.
The nomad lifestyle, right? Yeah, traveling is toxic on the body.
Dude, it takes, especially like as you walk down this path of just tuning yourself to yourself, becoming more sensitive, like you really feel it. So I tend to try to fast as much as possible when I'm traveling. Also, the food in America has been difficult to navigate. It's so different from back home, and so like eating a lot of fruits has actually been my way of sort of staying as healthy as possible whilst on the move.
Fruitarian, huh?
Yeah,
Nice.
It's interesting. It's kind of meat and fruit is like the 2 things that I eat.
Yeah, that's it. No veggies.
Some veggies here and there, but like prefer the fruits.
Yeah, it seems like people on the vegan diet aren't lasting. Looking too good, at least.
Yeah, it's that's also a whole rabbit hole because I've been living with a guy that's vegan, raw vegan, and has been for many years. And he's telling me how the secret there is you got to detox before you go vegan so that you can actually soak up the nutrition and whatnot. I'm not an expert, but like I saw him be vegan and raw vegan, and he's jacked, he's shredded, he's got the most high stable energy levels out of anyone I've met.
Wow.
And so I was like, damn, he's doing something right, and he's eating mostly fruit.
Has he have measured his testosterone and all his levels?
I have no idea.
Okay. Because appearances are deceiving in the health space.
No, for sure. And there's the genetics and the whole components.
You saw Liver King.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
How long you been in Norway?
Dude, my whole life. Born and raised. Yeah, born in the mountains, bro. I'm from the mountains.
Damn, you're a Viking.
Yeah. I mean, Norway is the land of the Viking. Yeah. So that's my ancestry. That's my whole lineage. And so I spent my whole childhood in between the mountains and like a small city, and and now kind of like, I guess, trying to conquer the world again, just in a different way. Yeah.
Have they been influenced by Western culture?
Massively, bro. This is the interesting thing. People think about Norwegians and Vikings today, and they're like, oh yeah, they're these badass men. And I hate to break it to most of y'all, but most Norwegian men are And it's funny because I've had 4 American friends of mine come to Norway, visit me. I've taken them around, and they've all left with the same conclusion, and that's the modern Norwegian man is the most weak, submissive, non-confrontational man they've ever met.
Wow.
And it's because of there being no fight anymore. Like you've got, especially Norway is a very wealthy country. We've got insane amounts of oil money. And so you just follow the normal path and you make good money. You'll make 10K a month, 15K a month, just following the normal path. And so there's no reason to like question the narrative. There's no reason to think that the government isn't looking after you because everything looks perfect. There's no homeless people. The food is of immaculate quality. The air is amazing. The water's amazing. You can drink water straight from the tap.
Wow.
It's super good. Like tap water back home is better than most bottled water I've had across the world. So it's like the standard of living is so high. And so, but when you have a youth growing up in a society like that where everything is picture perfect, what do they spend their time doing? Well, they get caught up in degenerate shit like social media, clout, chasing this, chasing that. And so you got a generation of very depressed youth. And also in that, not having any hardship, the men grow weak. And so it's kind of like the women low-key run the country. It's
really?
Like very feminist.
So the women are the alphas in Norway?
Dude, the women are the alphas, bro.
I will say you guys got the best chess player in the world.
We do, dude. We do. We
Magnus
have that.
Carlsen, man.
Yeah, he's
so you guys are smart.
We're smart. It's a very like a lot of brains. Like most of the professions people pick are engineering and like architecture and like that kind of stuff, lawyers, etc. But it's it's definitely the pinnacle of a lot of the issues with society, because we say we're happy, but like
You're not.
nah.
Did you go through that yourself, depression?
I never had deep depression, but I've had like moments of just like, this. Like, I've never considered like offing myself.
Right.
But there's been moments where I've been like, yo, it'd be kind of convenient to just like dip out right now. And that's also been only through like business, really. By trying to do my own thing and building something of my own. That's where that hardship has come from for me, not from, I guess, normal matrix life.
Yeah. Beta or what's it called? AI life or whatever.
Yeah.
NPC.
NPC life.
Yeah, a lot of NPCs running around, man.
Dude, everywhere, man. Especially at the airports. It's fascinating.
Oh, man. I people watch at the airport.
Dude, same.
Yeah, it's
same.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's everywhere I go, I people watch, and it's just like, damn, like.
That's what I'm trying to do in Vegas. I was talking with my business partner earlier today. I was like, bro, I'm in Vegas and I don't really know that many people here, and I'm only here for a few days, and like, what the am I gonna do? And he's like, bro, go down to the strip and people watch. You'll probably get a bunch of content ideas. I'm like, actually, that's a good
you
move.
could do street interviews.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's wild that people just live such different lives and have different mindsets.
That's the interesting thing too, is like, and that's why I'm so blessed to have grown up in Norway and have that as my root, my foundation and base. And it's so cool to travel the world as well and talk to people that have lived different lives and like get their perspectives. And like coming home and bringing that energy home, like everybody from my high school think I'm absolutely fucking
I bet.
mental.
Same with me though.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, but I'm like, but guy, like you got to go out into the world and like see and experience some new and then you'll get it. But like when you're only living in that little bubble, like it's a surefire way to like kill a man and a woman's ambition.
I think so too. Traveling has changed my perspective on a lot of things in life.
Yeah.
You need to travel to poor countries, to rich countries, experience
When
local
did you
cultures.
start like kind of traveling?
Luckily, I grew up upper middle class, so I kind of traveled like as a kid and stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
once I was an adult and could travel on my own, and then like that was a game changer.
Yeah.
So I started doing that when I was senior in high school.
Nice.
Because I started making money that year.
That's crazy, bro. Like literally the same. I grew up in like upper middle class in Norway, which is middle class in Norway is quite, you're pretty set. So we had a cabin in the mountains and the whole thing. So, and I always, we'd travel across the south of Europe every summer. So I got to really see other cultures, new experiences, which is, if you can take your kids traveling, take your kids traveling.
Sure.
Like it's so good. And then when I started doing online business, which was first year of high school, but like second year of high school, I was like beginning to travel on my own. And like that was the big game changer.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you got to grow up kind of fast when you're traveling on your own. You got to figure everything out.
Dude, yeah. You got no papa or mama sorting out your flight tickets.
Yeah.
And if this gets canceled, like, what do you do now?
Oh, I got trauma from missing a flight, man. Missing a flight to Amsterdam, and it was like $1,000, and
Dude.
I booked a non-refundable one. So
I know. I've been like, especially 2021 during COVID times, bro, trying to like calculate how you're gonna go from this airport to that port within this time of taking a PCR test. It was a nightmare, man.
How did Norway handle COVID?
I guess people weren't really walking around with masks, which was surprising me.
Wow.
I think it took a year and a half before people like started doing that, but we had record numbers of people going outside and chilling at the beach and during summertime.
Nice.
So it was.
So you guys were like the Florida of
yeah, kind of.
Europe.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Respect.
Yeah, it was actually interesting witnessing that because I didn't expect that to happen. But people were just like, it's fine,
So there's some hope, and that's where we get into the New Earth vision. So what exactly is that?
The New Earth vision is heaven on earth, simply put. It's a utopia where we live in community. We live in a society where there's no fight for survival. One of the core issues with the society and the world today is everybody's solo playing and everybody's fighting for survival. And when you're constantly fighting for survival, you don't have the same amount of space and energy and presence to be supporting other people, to be in community. You're kind of always just looking after yourself and really in your primal self. And you can't build a society of peace and joy and happiness and self-expression and safety when everybody feels unsafe.
Right.
Because that's at the core of it. You feel unsafe. So that's why you're just like trying to do everything on your own and you don't trust other people. And so New Earth is a society where we don't really have that, where our spiritual practices really are at the forefront. And I see AI being able to play a powerful role in that, because AI could be used for good, it could be used for bad. What's the positive aspect of AI? It could automate the survival that we're still dealing with, put people in a position to not need to do certain jobs and like provide food and certain levels of stability that allow us to be just have more spaciousness. Like with AI, we should be able to make the same amount of money and have the same amount of abundance and work less. That's how AI is integrated effectively into society. If you got, you know, evil people behind it, they're not going to want to do that.
Right.
And so that's where we need to really, I guess, engaging these kinds of conversations. But simply put, New Earth is just a society of enlightened beings.
I love it. That's how the ancient societies were.
Dude, the Mayans, bro.
They were enlightened, man.
They were moving like that. And there's no issues. So nobody was trying to figure it out on their own. You had community. You had that environment.
I'm trying to go back towards community for like where I want to raise my kids.
Yeah.
I'm really doing the research on picking out like a really good community where there's a lot of local farmers and people helping each other out and bartering and stuff.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it.
Yeah,
like
that's
you're
important
living on
to
the
me.
land, you're connecting with the land, you've got your neighbors providing this, you're providing that, you're supporting each other here and there. Like, because everybody knows too that the money game isn't it. Like the hamster wheel never stops.
Never.
So
Even when you become a millionaire, you're like, oh, that's not enough.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why billionaires have like record high rates.
Really?
Why? Because they're like, if you look at like the volume of people killing themselves per group, like the percentage of billionaires is high. Obviously, there's not that many billionaires, but also they're so depressed because they've been running on this hamster wheel again and again and again and again and again. And they're at the end of like, they've done everything and they've made all the money and they're dominating the world in this realm, but they still haven't done it. So like, I've done everything. Like, all right, what options are there? I don't know. So they off themselves.
Damn.
So it's
yeah,
like,
they lose that because they think their purpose is making money.
Yeah, yeah. And then when that doesn't actually hold up, then what do you do?
Identity crisis, right?
Identity crisis, yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. That makes a lot of sense, honestly, because with money, with followers, with views, it never ends.
It never ends. It never ends. And that's, you know, we both have big social media presences.
Yeah.
And like, that's something that I'm still finding myself, catching myself.
Oh,
like,
yeah, every day.
Yeah.
When I have a video that doesn't do well, I'm like, damn, like
Yeah.
I feel like
Feel it. Yeah. And like, it's been something that I've been grappling with a lot because like, all right, cool. Why am I feeling like well, obviously because I'm attached to some external person, group of people's validation. Like that's really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, you know, sort something internal out with some external stuff. And like, what's the imitation there? Well, actually look at the parts of yourself that are feeling bad, feeling rejected, and heal those wounds. Essentially, social media is such a powerful tool for shadow work.
Right.
Because it's just mirroring back all of your own insecurities.
100%.
And that's the new way that we get to use social media. That's how we can use social media in a constructive way towards building a better society. Because at the end of the day, New Earth is not just going to like manifest. No, it's when you live and breathe New Earth within yourself, and enough of us do that, that's when it's going to appear in physical.
Yeah, it's phenomenal for shadow work because you could see a video, see what your reaction is, and then determine why are you feeling that way from there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you could feel jealous and you got to ask yourself, why am I jealous?
Yeah, exactly. And that's really the work that we get to do. And you see a lot of, especially spiritual people that they're running away from money and they're running away from social media. And they're also, if they come to Vegas, they're running away from the strip.
Oh,
they don't want to live on the strip.
They hate Vegas. I've had a few of them on the show.
Yeah.
They all talk about Vegas.
And so it's like, okay, interesting, but why? Because if you're like the shadow sides, there is something that we get to talk about, because as a spiritual person, for example, why would you run away from social media? Well, because you don't feel like you can fully show up as your authentic self. Cool. All right. Well, what shadow's holding you back from doing that? Because it's not some external thing that's holding you back. It's something internal. Same thing with money. Why are you as a spiritual person broke? Well, there's something that, oh, but money's evil, or money's this, or money's that. We're like, no, I just like love and light, and I'm just here to serve. And like, but to serve at a highest level, like money plays a role in this matrix that we're living in.
Yep.
So it's like bypassing on all these different levels, even with the strip. Why would you not stay on the strip? Well, yes, the energy there is intense. And as a very sensitive person, you're going to notice that rattle your cages. And that's
Right.
what I noticed in Miami. It was difficult for me to stay centered being in Miami.
In Miami, really?
Because the energy is so, the whole city is like breathing, you know, surface level energy.
Materialism, right?
Materialism,
Yeah.
exactly. And so you feel that. But the the greatest practice is to actually be in that and try to remain centered. I mean, that's what a spiritual master would be able to do. You know, they would come to that place and be in the nightclub and like still be able to
be meditating in the nightclub.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Vegas is a different type of energy because there's a lot of here from gambling and a lot of loss of finances. So you're probably feeling all the guilt, all the resentment.
That's so fascinating that you actually pick up because, like, yeah, I've been here for a little, like, almost 24 hours now.
Yeah,
and like last night, I was just like, I was feeling a lot of sadness. I feeling a lot of shame. I was feeling a lot of guilt, and I wasn't sure, like, oh, and maybe because I'm not doing enough, or like maybe I got to do this. And I'm also coming at the end of like a month-long traveling, and I'm exhausted.
Yeah,
I'm so ready to just like chill out. And so I was like confused as to what was happening. And so I feel, yeah, you're bringing some more context to that now.
There's 2,000 deaths a year on the Strip.
Fuck.
Yeah, 6 a day. A lot of them are. A lot of them are drug related. A lot of them are related to losing money.
Dude, that makes so much sense though.
Which hotel are you at?
I'm at an Airbnb.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Strip is a lot of psychics I have on the show or spiritual people will report heavy energy on the Strip.
Yeah.
One time I'm not the most sensitive, but I was even walking and my heart dropped. I was like, what is going on? Like, this is some weird energy.
Damn.
Like, I almost had an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
And that's like me. I'm not as sensitive as my fiance, so.
Yeah, right. I'm feeling good that we're talking about this now because this brings some more context to what I've been feeling.
Yeah, Vegas is no joke, but they try to hide it. The media does not report these ever. They're in bed with the casinos because the casinos are what brings all the money to Vegas.
Yeah.
So it's like this dirty money that's coming in. So you're probably feeling that.
The casinos is like the whole funding of
Without
Vegas.
Casinos, Vegas would be nothing.
Yeah.
That's what brought everyone here.
Wow.
A lot of the jobs are in hospitality, so they're in the restaurants and the casinos, or they're working there.
And do you have people like living here, like suburban schools and like?
We're ranked the second worst school in the country, school system.
I bet. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna raise a family here. It's gonna be a in and out. Gonna film podcast here for a few more years and then head out.
Yeah.
Get some farmland somewhere.
Yeah. Dude.
Get in the mountains like you.
Yeah.
It's probably so nice being in nature all day.
Dude, that's the move. That's the thing that I miss the most when I'm like moving around.
Oh, I
it's
bet.
like just authentic raw nature that hasn't been, poisoned by, litter or whatever it is.
Yeah,
It's,
getting grounded, right?
Getting grounded, bro. Like I was looking at your books outside. I was like, this guy's got some cool books, and one of them, like something about earthing.
Yeah, that was Billy Carson's wife, Elizabeth Carson.
Oh, really?
She just wrote a book on earthing.
Wow. Yeah, because you just had him on his show.
Both of them, yeah. He always goes viral, man. I love his stuff.
He's got a lot of powerful, he's so in it as well. Like he's got so much specific stuff that he speaks to. Yeah, I've been following him for a minute.
Yeah, he's great, dude. Are you? Is content creation big out there? Like social
Norway?
media? Yeah.
It's beginning to blow up. You've got podcasts now becoming a big thing or a bigger thing in Norway, which is cool. And e-com and drop shipping is the main way people are trying to make money outside the system now back home. But yeah, it's happening. It's moving. It's interesting though, because like 2016 when I started my journey, I was telling my classmates in high school about like drop shipping and e-commerce.
Yeah,
and
that's when I did it too.
Building my own brand. And they're like, oh, it's a scam, bro. It's a scam, bro. And like 3 years later, it's like 4 years later, it's like the thing.
Yeah.
And even throughout the whole COVID times, I was like, damn, I'm so glad I betted on this.
Yeah, good timing on that one for me too. That's when I got into it, and now it's a little too late, I'd say, for most countries. Norway, maybe it could work.
It's still people still don't most brands and companies don't invest in like the growth of their social media yet on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever. So it's still it's up and coming there.
Okay, yeah, the US I feel like always sets the trends. Like that stuff was around like the Tai Lopez SMA 10 years ago in the US. Everyone did that, got saturated, so it's probably spreading to other countries now.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So do you believe the government is doing anything demonic?
Yeah, I believe the government's doing a lot of demonic. But also, it's not necessarily, the government is just a product of a deeper elite society that's running all this. And so like the whole politician game, the whole government, most of the big companies, they're all just strings that are being pulled by hands and names of people that we don't even know about. And so, and like, it's if I was to say this and talk about this 5 years ago, which I used to do around my dinner table with my mom and dad, they would freak out. But now it's like, it's so obvious. Like you look around you and you see it everywhere. You see it in the food. Look at the ingredients list and actually look up what's actually in that. Look at the sunscreen. Look at the news that you're consuming. Look at the Olympics. Look at all the demonic that's being blasted everywhere. The music industry. It's like they're not trying to hide it anymore. And it's really obvious. And so that's what I've kind of just been solo dot connecting on my own.
Yeah.
And like I've traveled the world. I've spoken with a lot of different people. I've built multiple different companies. I've read tons of books. I've studied tons of different people. And, you know, especially if you study history as well, a lot of this stuff makes sense how it's like resurfacing. And so when you really just lean in and do some research, like the dots connect and it's like, yeah, it makes sense. It's like, it's pretty obvious.
And do you think their goal is just to put us in a fear-based mindset so they could control us easier?
Simply put, yeah. When you're in fear, and even the lower frequencies than fear and guilt and shame and all of that, when you've got a society operating in those, from those emotions in that frequency, they're so easy to manipulate because they're disconnected from their spirit. And the spirit is your powerhouse. That's your center. That's where you get your life force from, your power as an individual. And when you're disconnected from that, yeah, you're going to let people walk all over you because you don't know who the you are. But once we start remembering who the we are and the power we have, like the system ain't going to have no power.
Right.
But to do that, yeah, we have to be willing to look at the truth. And for people that have lived their whole life believing a lie, like it's
tough, right?
Tough.
Yeah. I got friends like in med school right now believing becoming a doctor is like amazing, like you're saving lives and stuff. But man, big pharma has been compromised.
It's been compromised, and the spiritual, it's been compromised. Like everything's been compromised.
Yeah, every industry.
Every industry. So you have to be discerning across the board. It doesn't matter where you're. Yeah, what industry you're in, you have to be asking questions at everything.
Right.
And this was a big wake-up call for me in like early this year. I went to Costa Rica and I went to Envision Festival. And it was a beautiful festival. I had an amazing experience, and seeing how they're lacking integrity in a lot of different areas. Like thousands of people got food poisoning. All right, you could, you know, it happens, true. But like they're serving alcohol and people are running around there on all kinds of different drugs. And like on the evening of Saturday night, you just got people like sauced out of their minds on different kinds of drugs, and the music they're playing is all demonic, and it's like, yo, what the is going on? I thought this was a spiritual festival, and then you're seeing this kind of and well, it's like same thing with Burning Man. It's like these companies, these founders, they sell it, and then it gets bought by some bigger fish that has a different agenda, and now it's compromised. And so even Burning Man is like, people are going to be triggered by me even saying that, but like, yo, every single industry, like most things you can't, like that, especially that are at that size, like of course it's going to be compromised to some degree.
I didn't know Burning Man got acquired. Was that recent?
Dude, I think it was a few years back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not the same anymore? I've never been to one.
I've never been to one either. And it's like, so I'm not going to speak too much on it, but like just tuning into the energy of Burning Man, and like people go there to like party. People go there to get up. So like obviously you're going to have demonic happening there and distorted happening there when people kind of just go there. And it's so big, you got all kinds of people going. So like, how do you quote unquote control it? I don't think controlling anything is like the answer, but it's interesting to observe, because so that's kind of like, I'm trying to judge these things less and more so just like observe them and like, what can I learn from this? Because I'm trying to build something huge as well. I'm trying to really pinpoint the blueprint to build a society, a community that doesn't get siphoned, that doesn't get hijacked by the demonic agenda, essentially, of fear and of distortions of alcohol or just mindless sex or whatever it is. These things that are so like, oh, but I want to be free. I want to have my freedom. Like people are so attached to these different things. Like, what is the highest path? What would Jesus do? What would Yeshua do? What would Buddha do? How would a group of those kinds of people coexist in a community? That's really the perspective, because truly when you've cleared all the distortions within yourself, can we create something external that isn't, hijackable by demonic?
I love that, yeah, because religion's definitely been hijacked.
Yeah, same thing.
I mean, it's bad.
It's bad.
It's all like money related now.
It's bad. It's all money, and it's like, yeah, you even see that with I have quite a few like Christian people in my audience that are, and I'll see like some comments here and there and like, Jesus is the answer and da 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 da. And sometimes it will trigger me because I'm like, well, there's so much beauty to what Yeshua is teaching, yes. And like a person that's just throwing those kinds of comments out are like clearly also missing the mark, like clearly also blind in some ways. So it's like, yeah.
You need open-mindedness these days. I think if you put all your eggs in one basket and then someone tells you it's not entirely accurate, that just messes you up mentally.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. You on the money.
Like I know a lot of people in these religious cults and it just, their whole family cuts them off. It's like, damn, your whole identity is tied to this belief.
Yeah.
You don't even know if it's true.
Yeah, right. And you can't even question it. And if you do question it, well, it's like, then you're out.
You're out. And you put 30 years into it.
Yeah.
And now you're out by yourself, no family, no friends.
So it makes sense why people stay too, because like, that's
the fear.
Tough.
The fear of leaving.
What the you do when you've known no other reality than this reality? Like, it's terrifying.
It is.
Balls.
Yeah. I do think there's something spiritual about life, though.
Absolutely. And I think everything is panning out exactly how it's supposed to pan out on some higher level. Because like even COVID 2020, like it was definitely restricting a lot of people. But sometimes that restriction needed to happen for them to go like, this sucks, and go boom and expand. And it had a massive impact on our awakening.
It did.
And so everything that's happening, like the clarity that's unfolding around big pharma, around them poisoning the food, big tech, all of these different things, it's all supporting the Great Awakening. And from a cosmic lens, it's what you would expect to happen. Like, what is a society in this stage going to do? Well, they're going to express themselves exactly as we are expressing ourselves. And so...
Yeah, I had a guest come on here yesterday. He said he read Trump's soul contract.
Oh,
yeah.
Tell me about that.
His soul contract was to bring chaos.
Wow.
But she was saying that that's needed right now.
Yeah.
Because that's when the truth comes out.
Absolutely. I mean, Trump has done, love him or hate him, he's done a lot for the Great Awakening. And my perspective is the whole games of politics it's just the same thing. Like it's one big bird, and Kamala Harris and Trump, they're two different wings, and one wing might be stronger and do more in the practical, but at the end of the day, yeah, they're playing a game, and we need to transcend the game to build a new earth. But yes, also chaos is needed.
Yeah.
It's absolutely needed, especially for the sleeping ones. That, you know, there's a lot of people out there that wished that Trump would have been assassinated, that wished that bullet would have hit him.
Millions of people.
And I was speaking with my brother Eisen yesterday, and he was reflecting to me how Trump now being president is now allowing or forcing the people that wanted him to die to sit with that poison within themselves. Because if Kamala won, they could have just like moved on. But now Trump is president. And so their hatred for him is being, you know, it's growing, and it's being highlighted even more deeply within themselves, which might be exactly the medicine they need to awaken and understand that, what am I even doing? And so it's interesting to observe things from that lens. And not get caught in the game, because it's so easy to get caught in the game. Yeah. And have your emotions attached to certain outcomes, and that's the
100%
foundation of all the suffering.
You should see some of the comments on my political clips.
I bet, bro.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
So when I talk about, even if I mention Andrew Tate or Trump or whatever it is, it's like people
polarizing. Tate just announced he's moving back to the U.S. Did you see that?
Really?
Yesterday,
I did not.
When Trump won?
I did not.
Yeah, so he'll be leaving Romania. I think he finally feels safe in the U.S. now with Trump in office.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
I can see that. That's going to be interesting with Tate roaming around in the States.
Yeah, him walking around Miami.
Yeah.
Did you ever get out to Romania? Is that close to you?
No, it's close. I've been, our video guy in our company is in Bulgaria, so we're spending some time there, which is close by, and Croatia as well. My business partner Leo, he's got a place in Croatia, and so I've been spending some time there. Beautiful. That's also where in August I was on a yacht trip there.
Oh yeah,
on the oceans. There's some beautiful islands in Croatia, so we were just touring the islands there.
A lot of ancient stuff out there in Europe, right?
It's a lot of culture, bro. A lot of depth. A lot of a lot of history.
I'm going to start exploring all that and interviewing people from those tribes and everything.
Absolutely.
It's going to be fun.
You should, yeah, because that's one thing like that. isn't really like we've got Vikings and it blew up and you've got all this information around it, but there's so much more there that nobody knows about. And there's a community in Norway they live in alignment with the ancient ways.
Wow.
And they obviously got modern technology and whatnot, but they live in those ancient ways. And in Viking Valley is the place. And there's spiritual teachers there that have profound wisdom, but nobody's really given them a microphone and like put them out. So like it'd be cool to see.
Do you think they would speak up, or
dude,
do you think
absolutely,
it's... Okay.
absolutely? I'd love to connect you with some of those people.
Dude, that'd be a great episode. There's a lot of wisdom in that stuff.
There is, and like even looking at like Vikings have been given a bad rep on like we up a lot of people.
Conquerors, yeah,
totally. And who wrote the history? Well, the Christians, who got absolutely annihilated by us for hundreds of years. So like obviously they're going to distort the story in many ways.
Yeah, perspective.
There's a lot more to that whole story of the Vikings and the connection with the gods, the connection with the land, the wisdom that was there that isn't that well understood because there's not much writing on it. But yeah, there's some teachers in Norway that have, lived their whole lives studying this stuff and learning from their ancestors and whatnot that I think would bring a lot more, insight to this.
And that's why I think history class is dangerous, and every country has that in their schools. Yeah. And it kind of, now that I think about it, kind of forces you to hate certain countries. Yeah.
I mean, bro, it's history class and like, specific. I know I'm in America. You guys only really learn about your own history, which is fascinating.
And that's the other thing. It's coming from a skewed perspective.
Yeah, super, super skewed for sure. We learned about a lot of different history. But yeah, like there's definitely some, mild hatred towards the Germans.
Yeah, 100%.
Growing up, and some mild hatreds towards, I'm going to say this because it's just true, and it's some people are gonna like, oh, Thor's a racist, but like this is my programming, this is how I was raised, so like this is my perception. I know it's off, but it's true. But if I say bomber, like a person from the Middle East will come to my head. Yeah, and that's how we were programmed through being taught certain things in history and whatnot. And so there's a massive level up there that needs to happen. And every country has suffered that. And it's, the nationalism that can be a beautiful thing, but also it can totally distort people's perceptions.
Yeah, they need to find a balance with it, because now it's coming to light that a lot of the history that's being taught isn't even true. Yeah. So
yeah, Billy Carson's been speaking a lot about that with the pyramids and whatnot. Yeah. It's dude, I went to the pyramids 2 years ago.
In Egypt?
In Egypt, yeah. And the guide that we had, she grew up around the pyramids. So when she was 9 years old, she was running around climbing the pyramids. There was no fences. There was no gates around anything. This is 50 years ago. And she was telling us how, like, one night she'd just see a UFO, like, hovering around the pyramids, just chilling there. And she was talking about how it's power centers. Like, these are power plants that create this. It's kind of like a global Wi-Fi grid almost, the way she explained it. But she's not allowed to be a public guide because she's not aligned with the government's perspective on the pyramids. And so much information is coming out, and it makes sense because like there's no way they could build it the way.
So the government took control over those pyramids now?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can spend $2,000 and you can have the pyramid for yourself for like a few hours.
That's not that expensive.
Nah, dude. If you want to host retreats in Egypt, like you could spend $2,000 or something.
Wow, I'll host a mastermind in the pyramid.
Yeah. And you got I think you got an hour from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. to like before the public tourism starts. Okay. But yeah, like
dude, that's sick.
Yeah, it's kind of sick.
So you went inside though?
Yeah, we went inside. Dude, we did sound healing inside of the
Nice. I'm doing that next week.
No way.
Sound bath healing?
Dude, yeah.
I've never done it.
Dude, it's
wild. I'm really excited.
Especially inside of the pyramids, inside of the coffin in the king's chamber. I think it's the king's chamber. Dude, I felt like my soul was jumping out of my body.
Whoa.
It's not allowed to lay in that coffin though, but because our guide isn't a public guide, but she grew up there, she knows all the people that work there. She's tipping them a little bit here and there.
So you got in the coffin?
So we got in the coffin and we were laying around, and everybody in our little group, were 8 people, were standing around just into the coffin, and she was playing this instrument. Dude, it was
Dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, something powerful about vibration, right?
Dude, and people leave. A lot of people come out of the pyramids and they're vomiting or they get sick because the frequency is so potent. It's like, yeah, absolutely rattles their whole system.
Right, because if they have demons in them, that's going to screw them up.
That's going to come online.
That's going to come out, right?
Yeah.
Wow, it's like an exorcism almost.
Dude, for sure. For sure. And I felt that almost in the coffin. It was like this, it was
Holy
wild.
crap. Well, when you do ayahuasca, you throw up, so.
Dude, I've never done ayahuasca.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never done a spiritual journey?
I've done peyote, a lot of mushrooms, because mushrooms grow in Norway. So
really?
I pick a lot of mushrooms.
You just walk outside and find them?
Dude, yeah, pretty much.
Damn.
Pretty much.
That's
Liberty
cool.
caps, that's what they're called. They're like these tiny little mushrooms with, it's like a nipple cap.
Wow.
That's what they have. And they grow in the mountains where sheep poop.
Okay.
So you need mountain air and a certain level of terrain, a little grass and gravel, and then sheep poop, and then you got.
Nice.
So, dude, I found so much mushrooms.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, dude, I got so many mushrooms.
You found the
I don't even know
jackpot.
what to do with all of this.
Damn. Yeah, out here it grows on cow.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a difference in the type of mushroom, but that's cool.
Yeah, but I've done a fish. So I've done a fish or plant medicine peyote combo.
Peyote, I haven't done that one.
Peyote was beautiful, man. I've only done it once, but it's the most euphoric psychedelic trip.
Really?
It was like mushrooms type visual and experience, but a lot more connected to source and earth. I felt a lot more like a more of a pull, and like there's something more happening here very strongly, and just so much love.
Interesting.
I did that in Mexico in Tulum 3 years ago.
Well, there is that magnetic connection with the earth, right? So maybe you're feeling that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's beautiful. And what's combo? Is that the frog one?
That's the frog one where you just like puke.
You burn it on yourself, right?
Yeah. So I did that before my peyote ceremony, actually. I want to do combo again, but my first combo experience was so horrible.
Really?
Because this woman gave me hape as well. The
What's
tobacco you blow up your nose.
Oh.
You ever done that?
No.
Dude, it's powerful. I wish I brought some because I have some in my suitcase. It's like tobacco and some herbs and some bark from a tree in the Amazon jungle that they dry and then pulverize and they pray on it and like sun dry or whatever. And it's kind of like putting chili powder all over your brain. And it just really centers you, and you can have deep purges on that stuff too. And
really?
Like really connects you with
How long does that last?
It lasts for like 10 minutes maybe.
Oh, shit. If you want to do it, I'm down.
Dude, yeah. I should have brought some because I have that in my Airbnb. But when I did that, you don't swallow it because it's tobacco, so you got to spit it out, and your nose is going to be drippy and whatnot.
Okay.
But when I did my combo, she gave me a ton of hape, and this is the first time I did hape, and she told me not to swallow it. I heard swallow it, so I swallowed all of it.
Oh.
So that combined with combo, which is a purging medicine, I just,
deadly combo.
I was on the floor in the jungle just crying, like thinking about my mom. I just want my mom to be here right now and comfort me. It was brutal.
Damn.
And that lasts for an hour. So you're like sick for an hour and just vomiting and like, yeah.
Jesus.
It's the whole trip.
Yeah, psychedelics are honestly pretty important for me.
Yeah.
I microdose.
Yeah. What do you microdose with?
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
And it definitely gives me an edge over everyone.
What's your regimen? Like
twice a week.
Twice a week,
Yeah, I try not to overdo it
day.
because some people do it every day. I'm like, I don't want to rely on anything.
Yeah.
I had a little coffee addiction for a bit, and I would get these heart palpitations. So I cut coffee out.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah. You drink coffee?
I drink a lot. I love coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
And you don't get any like adverse effects?
Not really. I've been a gym bro for like a decade. So like I've been very used to like high doses of caffeine.
Okay.
But I also like I don't do it the first hour of the morning, and then I drink a lot less than I used to.
That was my problem.
I definitely get like very
Jittery, right?
and like, and then the crash is just, it sucks.
That was my problem. I was waking up and drinking it before water. So I would get these like...
Yeah, bro, that's definitely a recipe for...
super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't want to... I have an addictive personality, so I just don't like to let those control me.
If I have weed in the house, I'll smoke every
Oh, you'll
day
smoke
till it's
weed?
gone.
I used to love weed.
Dude, I used to love weed too. And I also know that it's just... I can't keep smoking.
I can't be productive.
No, I can't be productive, and I don't want to get out of bed, and I just want to watch degenerate. And like, it's a spiral. And so like for me as well, like if it's in my house, I just can't stop myself. If there's anything in my house, I have a bunch of mushrooms in my house. I'm not gonna like, that's not the drug you take every day.
Nah.
So like you're good. But with video games, bro, hardcore video gamer by my whole teenage years and young adult years, and I can't play video games and build business.
Same.
Like it's one or the other.
Yeah, I was a huge gamer growing up.
I bet.
Yeah, what'd you play?
I played a lot of Minecraft, Call of Duty, and Destiny.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was Combat Arms.
Yeah.
Maple Story, RuneScape, Team Fortress.
RuneScape. Yeah, I played a lot of RuneScape
was
too.
lit. Team Fortress.
No, I never played
Left
that.
4 Dead.
Nah.
And now I'm playing Fortnite.
Hell yeah. Bro, RuneScape, it's so fascinating to me because like it's probably one of the best games to like connect to real life.
Yeah.
Because like in RuneScape, you got all of these different skills and tools and archetypes that you can level up. And like that's really what we're here to do in this life too. It's like level up our different skill sets. Oh, master your magi and learn how to snowboard or shoot bow and arrow. Learn how to make a campfire. Learn how to public speak.
Yep.
Learn how to feel like there's and cry. There's all these different elements of this life that the more you level up this skill, that actually supports the leveling up of this other skill.
Right.
And it's just this feedback loop. So the more of yourself you express in one domain and realm of life, the more power you get in the other domains. Like if you become a master snowboarder, that will help you be a better business person simply because there's more of you that's online. More of your authentic expression online more of your authentic expression is online, which is giving you more power, more life force is flowing through your system. And when you got more life force, well, naturally that's going to help you in business or help you in sales or whatever it is.
Yeah, RuneScape is goated.
Dude,
that game's top 5 all time. Like,
dude, you ever play Minecraft?
I tried it.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're big on Minecraft?
Dude, I have over a year in game time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. 1 out of my 25 years on this planet has been playing Minecraft.
Dude. How do you even beat that game? Like, is there an end?
Well, you kill the Ender Dragon.
That's the end of it?
But that's the end of like the storyline. But after that is like when you actually start playing and you start building and you just like, you can do anything. So like the fun part about Minecraft is just like building like your dream world. Like, you know, you got a vision for a community that you want to build. Like you can build that in Minecraft and like, you know, design it and like build houses, build homes, build farms, build transportation systems. Like it's such a powerful sandbox for just like, you can do anything.
That game was ahead of its time.
Dude, way ahead of
I mean,
its time.
I remember that game coming out when I was in high school, I think. Like,
Yeah.
it's an old game,
like
right?
2010,
Yeah,
something
same with
like that.
RuneScape. I remember when RuneScape tried making a newer RuneScape and it flopped.
Yeah.
And they went back to the old one.
Because that's the old one is like 2007 or 8.
Yeah, it was early, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but video games, man, I credit a lot of my mindset and success to video games.
Interesting. How so?
Teaches you how to buy and trade on RuneScape. So like buy low, sell high. Learned how to be a merchant. I learned how to talk to people. Like even though it's typing, it's still like a form of talking.
Yeah.
So you gotta figure stuff
Very
out.
true.
Battling. I would do clan wars. A lot of teamwork necessary to win.
Yeah.
I played a lot of shooters, so you need a lot of communication and teamwork.
That's on the money, bro. Absolutely. Especially the communication bit. Like for me, a lot of people ask me like, Thor, where's your accent? Like I've Americanized my accent a lot, and it's mainly because of video games. Like when I was playing Destiny back in like 2014, 2015, whatever. And you know, you're playing with people from all over the world, and you're talking on a microphone and like engaging with people. Like that was what taught me English. I used to get really bad grades in English in school, but after playing video games and talking with people, I like learned it so fast.
Wow.
And like you said, the communication skills, the teamwork dynamics, like that was huge in video games.
Yeah. Also reaction time. Like I react so quick to things now.
Dude, facts. Especially first person shooter.
Oh, dude.
Like you gotta be like,
I got to do a 180 sometimes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's nuts,
100%.
dude. Yeah, I'm really good at sports, and I definitely attribute the reaction time from video games to success in sports.
Yeah, what sports? Basketball?
Basketball. I used to play soccer. They call it football.
Yeah.
Norway.
I played a lot of football.
Oh yeah, you were good.
14. I was a goalkeeper.
Oh nice.
And
So you needed fast reactions.
Yeah, and I was gonna go pro, but I never got your height.
Oh, you need to be tall for a goalie,
you gotta
right?
be tall.
How tall do you have to be?
I mean, if you're like 6'3", that's 6'4", that's a good height.
Okay. Because then you could touch the whole corners.
Yeah, and you can like really easily reach the bar. When we switched to big playing fields with like the big goals, I was just like...
You got wrecked.
Yeah, I got wrecked. I was a savage on the smaller goals because I was so fast and so agile, but like on the big ones, it was just... So that dream shattered.
Yeah, that's got to be the toughest position in football, right?
Yeah.
Goalkeeper.
Dude, because you only have a few chances during a game to like show up.
Right.
Like you got a few shots, and then so like that was also like a big stressor for me, because I was always, as a kid, I needed to outperform everybody else.
Yeah.
That's how I like got my own sense of feeling worthy, of self-satisfaction. And so as a goalkeeper, like you're under a lot of pressure. You don't really have many chances. So if I f***ed up, I would hate myself for a week.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you took it hard.
Hard, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you had high expectations for yourself.
Massive high expectations, yeah.
I do too. I think it's a good thing in certain situations.
For sure. It's what got me through business in the first years. Like it took me 1,500 hours of work before I made my first $22 online.
Whoa, you put in that many hours?
That many hours, bro.
Was that drop shipping?
No, that was Google SEO.
Damn.
And I was doing Google SEO. It's like it's the most handicapped business model ever, bro. Google SEO, to rank websites in Google, it takes like 3 months to even get a page on the second page of Google.
Wow.
And that's a lot of grind. To sell snowboards at a 4% affiliate commission on Amazon. So if I somehow got somebody to click on my website, then at a small percentage of that they would convert, I would get 4% commission.
Yeah.
It was like...
SEO is a tough game.
Yeah.
And now there's AI. It's not even, that whole space is going to die out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
yeah,
gonna
that's
be taken
tough.
over
Wow,
by AI,
1,500 hours. Yeah, you could have given up so many times.
But it's like, I'm a winner. That's the first time I really lost in life. I'd always won at pretty much everything that I touched.
Really?
Like any sport, anything that I really dove into, painting, art, like I just got things fast. And so when I came to business, I was like, it was an identity crisis. Thor doesn't lose. Here I am. I haven't made money yet, but I'm not giving up until I'm making money.
Right.
So it was just like, I couldn't do anything but that, because that was my whole identity.
I mean, dude, your name's Thor. Like,
Soul or nothing.
like, I've never met a loser that's named Thor. I mean, you got the Marvel guy, right? Yeah. Were you named after him?
Dude, I don't even...
You never asked your parents?
I never did, actually.
Okay. I got my story.
Say again?
I got my story from my parents.
Yeah, what did they say?
My dad wanted to name me Shane.
Shane?
But my mom was like, hell nah. Like, we'll go with Sean, though. We'll meet in the middle.
So it's a compromise. Why Shane?
There was a famous musician my dad used to listen to, Shane something. I don't know who it was, but yeah, I guess he wanted Shane. But I like Sean. Mm-hmm. You know?
Interesting.
I'm already thinking about my kids' names. I think there's a lot of...
Dude, I have been thinking about my kids' names too.
Yeah, there's a lot of meaning in the name, so you got to pick a good name.
Yeah, one of your employees told me that you had somebody on that was talking about how your name, like, defines your life
Oh,
path.
yeah, that was an interesting episode.
Yeah.
There's a whole space of, like, there's a word for it, but your name, your first and last name determines what you will do in life.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
It makes you wonder what's predetermined and what isn't in life.
Astrology, gene keys, human design, mind astrology. Like, dude, there is like palm reading, bro. I've been going deep into.
Oh, yeah?
Well, not necessarily deep, but like the last 6 months, I've had people give me readings on all these different things. So like I did my human design, and I don't know what any of it means, but I'm just like getting a reading and a conclusion from somebody that does this. And then my astrology, and then my mind astrology, and then my gene keys, and then I had my palm be read in Guatemala.
Wow.
And like, bro, the information, like everybody's saying the same stuff to me.
Damn.
Like it's all accurate, it's all aligned, and it's all things that I've also learned about myself throughout my own path. Like, so because when I got into this, like I only got into this like 6 months to a year ago. So I've been deep on this journey for almost a decade now. So at the time that I got into it, I knew a lot about myself, and I knew what made me tick, what made me move, what like how I could kind of see my life path panning out, and like what this stuff was affirming was just mind blowing.
Dude, yeah, when it's coming from multiple different fields and it's the same message, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
I've done that too. I've done like a few.
Yeah.
I've done past life therapy. I've done Reiki healing.
I've never done past
Oh,
life
really?
stuff. Yeah.
Try it out, man.
Dude, I'm so
I got someone in
fascinated.
Vegas if you want.
Dude,
Yeah.
connect me.
Yeah, I've talked to psychics. I've done multiple different things. I've had my astrology, my numerology, and all the same message. It's like, whoa, these people don't even know each other.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell's going on?
It's like you can't make this up.
No, there's
And, like,
something there.
There's so many of those synchronicities that are just like, I know there's something bigger at play here.
Yeah,
And I'm just in for the ride.
100%. I remember growing up being like, oh, people think this universe is a video game. That's crazy.
Yeah, right.
But now, as I've gotten older, it's a simulation 100%.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no denying it at this point.
Absolutely.
Like, it's just like everything's right there. You just got to find the right people and find the answers yourself. But it's one of those things you won't believe just like hearing it from someone.
Yeah, you can't hear it. And it's like the truth to this reality that we live in, if you want to understand the truth of this world, it's a feeling more than it's a logical conclusion of your mind. Like that intuitive feeling, you just know. Like your heart always knows. Like your heart never questions anything. Your heart just knows. There's this intuitive cosmic wisdom that is in the heart. It's a brain, but it's another kind of brain. It's only the mind that's like questioning everything. So if you actually want to understand this matrix, you have to understand it through feeling a lot of it. Because like think about love. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. Everybody's been saying love is the answer for the longest time. Conceptualize love. Logically explain to somebody what love is and have them have a comprehensive understanding of love. Impossible.
Right.
You have to feel it to understand it. And so if that's the case with love, something so foundational that we know is so foundational in this reality, well then if you want to understand this reality, you have to understand it through feeling. That's how I'm like connecting those dots.
Absolutely. Dude, it's been awesome. Where can people keep up with you and find you, man?
Instagram mainly, Life by Thor on Instagram, and YouTube, search up Life by Thor as well. I've just started a YouTube channel, got like 200 subscribers there, but I'm just posting some more behind the scenes type vlogs, reflections here and there for fun. But yeah, that's what we do. And then we have an educational platform called New Earth University where we teach people conscious content creation, how to build a brand that's aligned with your soul's blueprint, and how you can express yourself and show up on social media and support this global awakening, support the New Earth Revolution whilst expressing yourself in a way that's aligned with your own truth.
I love it. We'll link below. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Hell yeah. Absolute pleasure.
I'll visit you in Norway one of these days.
Yeah, bro. I'll take you around.
Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.